Hello and welcome to the League of Legends Strategy Guide. This week we're going to cover the roaming killer, the Tarzan of the Rift, the jungler. As the jungler, your goal is to assist the other members of your team by surprising the enemy laner and helping your teammates secure the kill, and to capture objectives in the jungle like Rift Herald, Baron Nashor, and the dragons, but I'll go more into those in a different video. Junglers are mostly played by assassins, brawlers, and tanks. The idea is to swoop in unannounced and gank the lane, providing support, helping secure kills, and pushing the lanes. As a jungler, the most important attribute you can have is communication. You must communicate with your team when and where you'll be in order to pull off a sick gank. If not, then you can get caught out by yourself and die. A lot. One of the main differences between the jungler and the support is the ability to roam and how they earn gold. As a jungler, you mostly earn gold not by killing minions like the rest, but by killing camps of monsters located along the rift. Each camp is different and have their own benefits, so we'll go more into depth on them in a different video. Another difference between the jungler and the other roles are the items you start out with. Instead of the basic starting items or the support items, the jungler has two specialized starting items that can combine and transform into more powerful items. The Hunter's Machete, which is perfect for starting with if you're playing an attack-focused champion, or the Hunter's Talisman, which is great for more ability-focused champions. Each item builds into a stronger weapon that is specialized for each role's needs, whether it's a tank, a roaming mage, or a sneaky assassin. Now to focus on some of the champions common in the jungle. For this video we chose Vi, Hecarim, Amumu, and Fiddlesticks. Each champion we chose is very different and belong to their own class. Vi is a brawler, Hecarim is an assassin, Fiddlesticks is a mage, and Amumu is mainly built as a tank. First we'll talk about Amumu. This miserable mummy's passive marks an enemy champion hit with a debuff that makes them more susceptible to magic damage. Amumu has a great gap closer and tons of crowd control, making him great for the jungle. His Q sends out a skill shot stun that'll pull himself closer to the enemy struck, and his ult immobilizes all enemies in an area around him. The lonely guy just wants some friends after all. Fiddlesticks is the terrifying scarecrow on the rift. His passive gives him bonus movement speed if he's been standing still or channeling an ability for a short while, and his Q fears an enemy champion, making them run slowly away from him. His E is a bouncy bird that silences whoever it hits, making them unable to cast abilities for a short time, and his W drains the victim of their health while healing Fiddlesticks in return. His ult is where he shines. He channels for a brief moment until flashing over a short distance, doing area of effect damage. When playing Fiddlesticks, it's all about the element of surprise. Hecarim, the Haunted Horseman, gains attack damage based on his movement speed. His typical ganking pattern is to rush in and swiftly kill the enemy laner. His ult is great for this, as he dashes forward and summons his Ghost Riders to fear and knock away any enemy champion hit. Finally, the one-girl wrecking crew, Vi, my personal jungler of choice. She has a great gap closer with Q, where she charges for a second and dashes forward to the location and knocks back the first enemy struck, and her ult focuses it on target and becomes unstoppable, rushing at them, knocking them up in the air, and dealing a ton of damage. There are many champions whose toolkits are perfect for the jungle. However, most of them will have some sort of gap closer and some crowd control. Other junglers like Lee Sin and Rengar take some skill to fully master. That's why I didn't cover them in this video. The last thing I'm going to cover is the teamwork aspect of the jungler. To start out, you need your team to help give you a boost when starting the jungle, and your teammates need you if they're falling behind. The best junglers communicate with their team and will notice when the enemy is pushing too far and will come and help punish them. Thank you for watching the League of Legends Strategy Guide. As always, remember to use the practice tool when deciding on what champions you'd like to try, and I'll see you on the Rift.